Hello everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how to create a concrete workflow based on the workflow model and run this workflow with a local executor. So before the tutorial, I want you have your Eclipse EE version installed and the GTK environment installed. Also, you should have some basic Java programming experience. So this is we provide to you. So we have the WAR file, which is the content of the Java of the DataView source code. After you install your Eclipse, and you can just import this WAR file from here, and you can tap the WAR. Then you can browser to select the location of this WAR file and open. Then you can just click the finish. So as you can see here, we have some errors, which is we didn't select the right GRE version, and so we will do some configuration to fix this issue. The first one is we try to select the correct GRE system library, which is my version is 8. So I think you can use this Java 8 version, so you can try to see my Java version, which is 8. And you can click the finish and click apply. The next one is you have to check the compiler version, which should be consistent with the execution environment. And also you have to check the project facelift. See here, this Java, so we have to change to 1.8. So click apply and close. So as you can see here, and we can see all the error message is gone. So right now, so far we have successful to install the Eclipse and import the DataView project into the Eclipse. Right now, I will introduce the workflow creation part. So in the workflow creation, so which is inherited from the workflow. Then we have the constructor. Then we have the super constructor, and we have the workflow. We will define the workflow inputs and workflow outputs. Also, in the workflow class, and we also need to rewrite the design method. In the design method, we'll create each tasks, and also we need to add edges between these connected tasks. So next, I will show you an example, which is word count example, and the left side is a picture of this workflow, and you can see here we have this is the workflow input file, and the find word count is the workflow output file, and all these other boxes are the tasks. So the right side is the source code of this word count workflow. As you can see here, in the construct part, we have the super, give the workflow name, workflow description, and we define the workflow input and workflow output. Then we just assign the value of this workflow input and workflow output, which are the DataView big file. This is the workflow object. So far, we finished the construct part, and we can see the design method. As design method, so we will create all the tasks. First, we will create one task, which is file split, and then we will create two tasks, and we will use this add tasks and add tasks, these two methods, to create all the tasks. And we also have the word count aggregation task. After we finish the creation of the tasks, and we can add edges between all the tasks. As you can see here, all the red lines are represented to the edges. So I just want to emphasize that, as you can see here, so the first edge is connected to the workflow input and the first task, which is file splitter. As you can see here, we will use one parameter, which is the index of the workflow input. As you can see here, this is the workflow input. The index is 0, and 0 index will represent to the big file. So here is the first 0 is the workflow input index, then followed by the task variable name, and followed by the input port of this task, which is 0. So every input port for task is start from 0. So also you can read this kind of source code to get more detailed information. So word count workflow. So we can see here at edge. So at edges, so we have different at edges method, and this is the first one. This is the workflow input index, followed by the task, and followed by the input port index. So you can follow the same logic, and this is the last edge, which connect the word count aggregation and the final output of the workflow. So the task name should go first, followed by the it's this one, right? This is the task name, and this is the current task's output index. Last one is the workflow output index. So the second 0 is this shows the output port index of this task, and last 0 is the index of the workflow output. So this example will give you a whole idea how to create a workflow and how to design workflow. So then we'll go to how to create task, means task creation. So in task creation, it has two parts. The first part is we have the constructor of the task, which will inherit from the super class, which is task. It has the constructor which takes into the task name and the task description, and we have to design the input port and output port. Then we have to rewrite the run method. So in the run method, we have the three parts. The first one is we will read data from the input part, and then we will analyze this data. So this part is the main function of the task. And finally, we will write data to the output part. So here is another example with the count task example. We can review. We have the word count task here, right? And we can see this construct first. So this task has one input port and one output port. Then we can create a new instance for this input port. It's the input port name and port type and the port description, and the same logic with the output port information. So in the run method, so we have the three parts, right? So we will read data from the input port, So because as you can see here, the part type is data view big file, so we will define the buffer reader. So we will use the buffer reader to read data from the input port 0. After that, so we will analyze the data. This database we create a hash map and to use the hash map to record so the word frequency. That's it. So at last we will write the data to the output port. As you can see here, the output port tab is a file, so we'll use a file. So first we get the name and we create a new file object, then we write data to this file object. So this is an example of the how to create a task. So you can get more ideas. So if you read the source codes. And what's next? Next, we have to put our input information, which is let's go over the workflow input, which is book txt file, right? So we have to put this file into one fixed directory, so which is the workflow task dir. So we have to put the input file of this workflow under this folder. So as you can see here, we have the books, right? And then, well done. So the next is we can run workflow. So as you know that in these versions, all the workflow will run with the local executor. The local executor means this workflow will run with a single machine. But we have other option, which is we will run this workflow in the cloud or in some other computing environment or edge computing. But in this tutorial, we'll show you how to run this workflow with the local executor. We'll find the text.java. So as you can see here, we'll use the word count workflow, right? We just use this comment to create a new workflow with count workflow object. Then we can run it, right? So we can just run as a Java application. Okay, so we have the result. So also we provide some opportunities to just track the log file, so we can refresh this whole project and we can see we have the log file created. So this information will show you how the workflow is executed in the local executor. And also we can check out our final result. So all the intermediate data output and final output is under the workflow task directory. So this is the final word count, this is the final output. So this is the tutorial of the how to create a concrete workflow and run this workflow with the local executor. Thank you for watching. So if you have any question, you can email me.